Hello, my dear good students. We are begin with the lesson life process. In that life process, till now we have reached the studied about the very important aspects of nutrition. The first life process we have studied. Thereafter, yesterday in the last class, we have discussed about the second very important life process, that is respiration. We have begin. So in case of respiration, as I told you, here the respiration is the breakdown of glucose or burning of glucose and yielding carbon dioxide, water and energy. So as I told you in the last class, it will take place in the three different steps and the three different places also. And that is all considered to be as cellular respiration. But today we are going to focusing on the breathing, and that's a very important part of the respiration process. So in the breathing today we are going to see the respiratory system of human being. So the respiratory system in the humans, it begins from the nasal cavity. So as I am showing the picture in the slide, it shows us that the respiratory system, it contains with the nasal cavity and then pharynx, larynx and bronchus and right lungs, left lung, last three alveoli, and the very important part is diaphragm. So these in details we are going to see now. So how the respiratory system constitute and how the air will enter and where it actually transmits, we are going to study in detail. First of all, we go to the nasal cavity. So we are human being have a well developed respiratory tract, and this respiratory tract is begins with the nasal cavity. This nasal cavity is contains of nasal hairs as well as mucus. The nasal hairs and mucus which are present in the nasal cavity, they are very helpful for in case of filtration of the air. Air get filters in the nasal cavity. That is why we see that doctors are always suggesting to us that better we should refer or we should follow the breathing through nose instead of breathing through mouth. So most of the peoples are having the bad habits to breathe through mouth. But I request you today onwards, you better to stop that bad habit, because the mouth is not preferable for breathing through breathing of the air, because that is not made for the particularly functioning for filtration. So air will not get filtered in the mouth, so it may cause us any damages to our lungs, because unfiltered or infiltered air when enters into the lungs, it may damage to us. That is why very important is we need to breathe always through nasal cavity. So as I told you, in the nasal cavity there is a presence of nasal hairs first, and the nasal hairs in the nose, there are inside the nose there are presence of thin, smallest and numerous number of hairs are present. These are hairs will helpful for trapping or filtering the air by trapping or by holding or by filtering the air. In the air, the presence of the dust particles, sand particles, wooden particles, whatever such a the suspended particles are present, that all are blocked by the nasal hairs. Then afterwards, the air will as enter into the nose, as going through the nasal cavity. Around the nasal cavity inside, mucous membrane is present. So this mucus layer of mucus which is present in the nasal cavity, it will trap the all unfiltered or which are very small minute dust particles are completely trapped or attracted and attached to the mucus. In this way, air will completely get filtered in the nasal cavity. The filtered air will enters to from nasal cavity to the pharynx. Pharynx is called as the common pathway. Pharynx is the called as common pathway for both air as well as for food. So sometimes when you are eating the food we may feel some suddenly the food while laughing or crying, due to our emotions, the food may enters to the noses also. Water sometimes also comes out from the nose. This is all indicating that pharynx is a common pathway for food and this one air. Let us see now the larynx. Larynx is just present just after the pharynx. This is the respiratory system begins here, and in this larynx, below the larynx, there is the presence of voice box, and it will help in production of sound or production of voice. So in the voice box, we can see there is a presence of vocal cord and voice box. With the help of this vocal cord, there is a membrane. Thin membrane is present, and this membrane will vibrate as soon as air passes through that. So due to the vibration of that membrane, when air is passing through that vocal cords or voice box, then we can able to produce sound. So as with the depending on the speed and the amount of air flowing through that vocal cord will decide the voice of the person. So depending on how much air will pass us at a particular time, depending on the speed of the air and amount of air will decide the pitch of the voice which will come out from our mouth. So this is about the vocal cavity. Then we can see there is a presence of trachea. Trachea is also present here. The trachea, before the trachea, one more important point I want to tell is epiglottis. Epiglottis is present just the connectivity between the food and windpipe. It is a valve. What is epiglottis? If you want to say, means it is epiglottis is a valve which is present in between the food and windpipe. And when food entering to the food pipe or esophagus, then it will closes the larynx or windpipe. In this way, it will prevent the entering of the food particles into the lungs or into the windpipe. So it is a valve which will help to control the movement of food and air. So that is the main thing. That's why doctors are always suggesting us that while eating we should not laugh or we should not cry, should not do any emotional activities. We should need a more air. Such type of activity should not happen. While you're eating, we should only focus on the food what we are eating and enjoy our food. If you do any other activity such like this, laughing or crying or something, then suddenly air may enter into the lungs. That time the food also may enter into the stomach. Then it happens. So be careful while eating the food. Focus on your food and eat systematically and enjoy your food. I request you from this lesson. And after, as soon as the air enters from trachea, there is a presence of cartilages. Cartilages are C-shaped cartilages are there. Why we have cartilages means there is C-shaped ring-like structure. Cartilages are present in the neck region. These will protect our neck region. Means it will give a support as well as give a protection to the larynx and the windpipe and food pipe are get under the protection of this one. Suppose there is no such type of the cartilage rings, then there will be a collapsing neck we would have. But we have a cartilage rings that will help in giving support as well as protection to wind and food pipe. Thereafter, we can see presence of the trachea. The trachea is present. The trachea is only continually divides into two branches. One goes to the right side and one goes to the left side of the lungs. So we can call it as a bronchus, and then thereafter the bronchus will divide into many minute branches called bronchioles, and these bronchioles are ends with the small air sacs or air bags, and these air bags are called as alveoli bags, and these alveoli bags contain minute number of blood capillaries which helps in the transportation or which helps in the exchange of gases in the lungs. So as I am seeing here, very important point is the alveoli. Alveoli is the having the it is an expanded area or surface area. It will provide for the more gas or more air as to enter and to store for a while. And then here the due to the presence of air alveoli in around the alveoli there is a lot number of blood capillaries are present, and this blood capillaries are helps in the exchange of gases through the blood. When we see in the respiratory system, we can see in the different slides we are showing here. The very important point is, as in case of the alveoli, there is a presence of lot of blood capillaries I told. Here blood capillaries are contains, arteries and veins are present, and the oxygenated blood will get oxygenated and move towards the again heart to pump different parts of the body through the arteries, and deoxygenated from throughout the body, which is collected through the pumped by the heart. It comes to the alveoli and get come to alveoli and get exchange of the gases will takes place by the vein. In this way, the filtration or exchange of gases will takes place in the alveoli with the help of blood capillaries, very minute blood capillaries which carry the blood from the heart to towards the all parts of the body. So this is all the structure of human respiratory system, and this human respiratory system, how it will move, the mechanism of breathing. If you want to study, the mechanism of breathing is called as breathing in, inhaling the air and exhaling the air. Inhaling the air means taking the air inside. Exhaling means taking the air from inside. In case who will control and how it will control this inhaling and exhaling of the air can be controlled by the diaphragm, which is present just beneath the lungs. The diaphragm is a membranous cord and which is present in just below the lungs, and it will control, this will control, and it is a how it will control means the contraction and relaxation of the diaphragm will make the control of inhaling and exhaling of the air. As the air will enters into the, when it will air enters means when there is a contraction of the diaphragm will takes place, then chest cavity will contracts, and then that time as the chest contracts and air goes out of the lungs, and if the downwards means as diaphragm contracts and moves downward, then the chest cavity expands and air enters into the lungs. This is the brief study of the respiratory system. On in the respiratory system only breathing we have studied. So for remaining lessons we are going to continue in the next class. Thank you very much. May God bless you. Thank you to one and all. Bye.